we have 1 pound of ground beef and half a pound of veal. If you cannot find the veal, you can substitute with ground pork. Of course, you can use just the ground beef as well. However, if you mix with different meats, the texture of meatballs become more interesting. Put garlic, chopped onion, parmesan cheese, chopped parsley, chopped thyme and oregano, and 1 beaten egg. Put plenty of salt and pepper. This is a day-old bread, not the fresh one, because 1 day-old bread is dry, so it soaks up milk more. That will make meatballs more moist. Also, bread helps bind the meatballs together. Soak the cubed bread in milk and squeeze. With your hand, mix all the ingredients until they are well incorporated together. The meat will become tighter. Then it's time to roll the balls. With a big ice cream scoop, dish out the meat on a plate. This will ensure relatively similar sizes of meatballs. I like to make meatballs a little bigger than a golf ball because I think when meatballs are bigger, they are more presentable when you plate. Pack the meat in your palm, then roll it and shape it. Repeat this until the ball is tight and you get a nice shape. Now do the rest. Spaghetti seems such a simple dish, but the dish requires our love and commitment if you want to make your own meatballs and sauce. But it's so worth it. Let's cook our meatballs. Drizzle the oil in a pan. Carefully put meatballs. By using the side of the pan, flip the meatballs. Don't worry about the cooking all the way. We are going to finish cooking in the oven. We're just browning the meat. When you brown the meat, it's more delicious. I put a silicone baking mat on a baking sheet, but you can put parchment paper instead. Put it in the oven at 350 for 15 minutes. We have San Marzano tomatoes here. San Marzano tomatoes are from Italy, and they are naturally very sweet. If you cannot find these tomatoes, then add a little sugar when you make a spaghetti sauce. Put the whole peeled tomatoes into a food processor and puree it. Traditionally, Italians squeeze the tomatoes with their hands, but I don't think you guys want to see me squeezing tomatoes here, so I'm going to use my food processor. Chop 1 medium onion. In a pan, drizzle olive oil and saute onions. Season with salt and pepper. When the onion is translucent, add garlic. Cook a little and add tomato paste. Cook until the tomato paste is fragrant. Add white wine. You can use red wine. However, depending on which red wine you use, sometimes the sauce becomes too dark. I want to make sure that I get the bright red color from the tomato, so I like to use white wine. Reduce a little. Then, add the tomato puree carefully. It can splash all over your clothes, so make sure to wear an apron when you make spaghetti. Look at this brilliant color. Drop the herb bundle. Honestly, you can use any herbs you have. Season with extra salt and pepper. When the meatballs are out of the oven, they need to go into the sauce. Open the lid and stir the sauce a little. Put the meatballs in the sauce so that the sauce can have a deep flavor. It's splashing, so put them in the sauce carefully and quickly. Pour the sauce to cover the meatballs entirely. Put the lid on and simmer for another 20 to 30 minutes or until the pasta is ready. In a big pot, boil water. Once the water boils, put a big pinch of salt. This is the time you season the pasta. With a long tongue, bend the pasta so that they can submerge in the water completely. Occasionally stir so that the pasta won't stick to the bottom of the pot. Boil the pasta 1 minute less than what the package says, so the pasta will be al dente. We cook a little less because we are going to continue to cook the pasta in the sauce, and we do not want mushy pasta. Save some pasta water for later. The sauce is ready. Instead of draining the pasta in the sink, you can make a well and transfer the pasta here directly from the boiling pot. If the pasta gets too dry, add the pasta water we saved earlier. It's time to serve. Grate Parmesan cheese. Garnish with parsley. One big meatball on top of spaghetti makes this dish simple but elegant. Bon appetit!